So, you run a tire shop. You know better than anyone how hard you work for every single dollar that comes in. But what if I told you that small, almost invisible issues are quietly siphoning your profits away every single day? Well, in this explainer, we're going to go on a hunt for those leaks, and I'll show you exactly how to fix them. Let's get started.
Look, you're managing techs, you're ordering parts, you're dealing with customers. It's a non-stop juggling act. And in that constant day-to-day rush, it's just so easy for little inefficiencies to sneak in. You barely notice them, but trust me, these are the revenue leaks that can slowly but surely hurt a business.
All right, so what exactly is a revenue leak? Think about a leaky faucet. That one little drip, it doesn't seem like much, right? But leave it for a week, a month, a year, and you've wasted gallons of water. It's the exact same thing in your shop. These are those subtle, sneaky little problems that are just draining your hard-earned money, drop by drop. But here's the really good news. Once you spot them, you can stop them.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to find the leaks, then we'll hit 5 key areas. Getting the most out of your assets, making sure every dollar and minute counts, building that crucial repeat business, and then wrapping it all up with the one data-driven fix that connects everything.
Okay, first things first. This isn't about pointing fingers or finding blame. Not at all. This is about opportunity. The whole idea is to take a proactive look at how your shop runs. It's about shifting your mindset from just surviving the day-to-day grind to strategically building a more profitable business for the future.
And the goal here is really simple. We want to turn those hidden losses into real, tangible gains. We're going to help you move from that feeling of just trying to keep your head above water to running a truly thriving, efficient, and solid operation. All right, let's dive into our first area. We're talking about the 2 biggest physical and financial assets you have, your service bays and your inventory. Believe me, these 2 spots are ground zero for some of the most serious revenue leaks. This slide lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the problems, empty bays just bleeding money and inventory that's tying up your cash. And on the other side, we have the solutions, smart dynamic scheduling, and using data to manage that inventory.
So, how do we fix those empty bays? Well, it all starts with knowing your true capacity. How many billable hours can you actually handle? From there, you can start using some smarter strategies. For instance, batching. Just grouping similar jobs together can drastically cut down on tool setup and teardown. And empowering your service advisors to proactively call customers and fill those small gaps, that turns an empty slot into pure profit.
And what about that inventory problem? It's time to stop ordering based on a gut feeling. The process is pretty straightforward. First, you analyze your sales data to see what actually sells. Then, you set smart reorder points for those popular items so you never run out. But the real key here is step 3, building great relationships with suppliers for just-in-time delivery on the less common stuff. This virtual inventory means your cash isn't tied up in tires that could sit on a rack for months.
Okay, next up, we're diving into 2 leaks that are a lot harder to see, but they're every bit as damaging. We're talking about that slow, steady drip of small, untracked expenses and all those uncaptured minutes of your technician's valuable time.
This can be a tough question, but you absolutely have to ask it. Beyond the big stuff like payroll and rent, where is your money really going? As we're about to find out, the answer is usually hidden in all that small stuff we tend to just brush off.
Just think about it for a second. Shop supplies, the utility bill, replacing a lost socket, individually they seem tiny, but when you add them all up over a year, they can turn into a massive chunk of your expenses. These are what we call soft costs, and they represent a huge opportunity for savings. And here is exactly why this matters so much. If you can find just a 10% savings in these areas, that money doesn't just cut your costs. No, it goes directly to your bottom line, to your net profit. Honestly, it's one of the fastest ways to improve your shop's financial health. So here's the game plan. For all those untracked expenses, the solution is to track everything. See how it compares to industry benchmarks and make someone accountable. And for lost labor time, when your techs are working but the clock isn't billing, the fix is streamlined digital tracking and setting clear standards for how long jobs should take.
Let's break this down a bit. A digital system for clocking in and out of jobs is step 1, for sure. But the real game changer is analyzing your non-billable time. Are your techs spending 20 minutes just looking for a specific tool? Is there a delay waiting for parts to arrive? That data doesn't just show you lost time, it shows you exactly where your process is broken so you can actually fix it.
All right, now for our final and, maybe the most critical leak of all, failing to build a real relationship with your customers. This is all about looking past a single transaction and seeing the incredible value of repeat business.
Seriously, think about how much time and money you spend on marketing just to get a new customer through the door. Letting that person walk away without a plan to bring them back is just a huge financial mistake. The real, sustainable profit in this business is built on loyalty.
And the fix here is all about proactive communication. It can be something as simple as a follow-up text asking how the service was. But the real power comes from using your data to send out automated reminders. When you can send a personalized text that says, "Hey Jane, our records show your Honda's due for a tire rotation. You're not just a shop anymore, you're their trusted advisor."
So we've talked about bays, inventory, expenses, labor, and customers. Now let's tie it all together, because there's a common thread that connects every single one of these fixes. And what's so cool is that these fixes don't exist in a vacuum. When you improve your scheduling, for instance, you also improve your labor efficiency. When you manage your inventory with data, you automatically lower your carrying costs. It creates this amazing, positive ripple effect that lifts up the entire business. If you take away only one thing today, let it be this. Every single solution we've talked about really boils down to two things: using your own data in a strategic way and building clear, repeatable processes around it. It's about making excellence your shop's default setting. And at the end of the day, this isn't just about patching holes in the boat. It's about building a solid foundation of operational excellence. And that is the fundamental difference between a shop that's just getting by and one that's truly built to thrive. And that brings us to the final question, and this one is for you. We've just identified the 5 biggest leaks that could be draining your profits right now. So, looking at your own operation, which one are you going to fix first?